What up, what up, what up, y'all? How y'all doing? It feels so good on this balcony at my job. And it's dark too, so y'all already know when it's so late at night and it's so dark and it feel real good and breezy. Y'all know it's definitely a vibe, but I'm gonna make this video real quick and wrap it up because soon will be time for me to clock out. But y'all know, for those of y'all that's such a cartoon fanatic like myself, you grew up, you was always the one that if everybody else was watching reality TV or had their phones on Baby Boy, Boys in the Hood, and like, don't get me wrong, I watched those movies too, don't get me wrong, but I was always more of a cartoon fanatic more than anything, because cartoons to me just always brought out more of who my character is. Like, I'm such an animated person to the point you would think every single thing I do always seems so animated to the point it's like, girl, you are such a character. At this point, they need to go and push you in movies with cartoons. And don't y'all get me wrong, I kind of consider my mind, told myself if I just put my mind to it, I know for a fact I can do it. But anywho, the purpose of this video is to kind of want y'all to know, y'all know, I had a lot of cartoon characters that were my big influencers growing up. It's so many to count. But the main two I want to point out for a very specific reason that I always been inspired by the most was Angelica Pickles and Lily from Kappa Mikey. Yes, them two always been my inspirations, all because I felt like people overlook them just because they look at their mean exterior. They look at them girls and think to themselves like they just so evil. Excuse the noise in the back. The motorcycles get them on the balcony, so I'm closer by the streets and everything. But anywho, so like, them two always been my inspiration because people always misunderstood them. They were always depicted and thought of as the evil girls that always have evil motive and intention for everything they did, and they just so bad and have evil will toward people. But I feel like growing up, I was definitely an Angelica pretty much, and then about around my teen years, I feel like I was a Lily. All because of the simple fact that to me, growing up around my little cousins and siblings, because I was the oldest of all of them. So of course y'all know as the oldest, and don't get me wrong, sometimes the younger ones can be the bullies too, don't get me wrong. But in that case, at the moment growing up, I was definitely their bully growing up. Like, anytime they did something I didn't like, I didn't care even if they wanted to go and tell and be like, she done hit me, she did this, she called me this. Like, I ain't give a damn back at the time, because for me it's like, I'm older than all of y'all, so y'all gonna do what I say, as though like I'm their mom or something. But I feel like for me doing that to them kind of helped them mold to know as they got older to not ever allow nobody to pick or bug them the same way I did, or to also learn to stand up for itself whenever somebody tried to bully. Because that's how I always looked at Angelica. I wouldn't even say it was that she was evil, it's just she needed attention. Like Lily from Kappa Mikey, she needed hell of attention too, all because they felt like every time they felt like they were in the spotlight, somebody else is always showing more spotlight to the other person more than they did them. I had them times at times too where I feel like everybody pays everybody else more attention, more they doing me, and that wasn't gonna happen in my case at the time. Like, no, I'm gonna do whatever to make sure y'all catch attention and know what I'm up to. Wherever I get caught, wherever I was gonna get whooped, spanked, you name it, I still want the attention to be known that, hey, y'all can't just overlook the stuff about me, because you never know what type of mood or if I may be having thoughts I shouldn't even be having. Like at one point, having suicide thoughts all because of me. Ain't nobody really paying me much attention. Like, don't nobody really seem to give a damn. Nobody seem to really care enough to won't even check and at least know if the kid is doing all right or not. Because majority of the days I wasn't doing all right. But because, again, excuse me, but because to me it's like nobody really paid and no attention at the time. To me it's like whenever somebody would even ask me, are you doing okay? Yeah, I'm doing good. Like, it didn't seem like it was caring before, so why even be trying to act like you care now? Because clearly, you don't even have to really fake it like as though you really care anyway, because I feel deep down you didn't. And I know that's how Lily from Kappa Mikey felt at times too, as though like nobody was really paying attention to the fact this girl was just always envious because Mikey took her spotlight. Because to me, both of them two were meant to be, because they both crave attention. They both like to be the center of attention, and they both like to be number one at things. Now, don't get me wrong, though, like I said, I do crave attention, but I don't necessarily consider myself self-centered or necessarily wanting to be number one and everything. But again, I just feel like a lot of times in life, people, when they see how angry I get, when I go off and say certain things I say, they will often take it as though like she being rude, she just snapping all because nobody giving her this type of attention, or she just crazy. I've been called delusional and all kind of things all my life. I ain't got about used to it now, because in the end of the day, them the ones they always say have the smartest brains in the world. And people just overlook that and they misunderstand us because they just don't understand our pain. Nobody ever walked in my shoes to know the type of struggles I felt growing up. Nobody could really understand that other than myself. That's why I never mind talking to myself at times here, because I know Angelica had the moments where she felt like she had an imaginary sibling, or it was somebody else there to talk to, all because she knew they would listen to her more than the adults or anybody else would. So that's why me, for people to always say Angelica Pickles always just been that bad kid you need a whoop. It's true enough, yes, but at the same time, at some point, could you also understand where she was coming from? Like, let's be real, Angelica Pickles is our spirit animal. Because we all know at some point we all want that same attention too from the person or the people we feel ain't really giving it to us like the way we need it. So in the end of the day, my thing is, at the end of the day, we should honestly, no matter what, be thankful for the type of people of whom do show us that support and that type of love, because a lot of times it's just that a lot of us just needed guidance, the proper guidance that we didn't have growing up. So I say is to say that in the end of the day, regardless of who may show you the attention or not, just know, as long as you know you the shit, like Lily from Kappa Mikey knew, regardless, you can call her bitchy, trifling, petty, whatever, that girl still knew who she is. That's why she always be Miss Perky, always had to have her picture and stuff everywhere. That girl know how gorgeous and fine she is. It took a man for me to realize that about myself as well. Because at one point I used to even look at some other females in high school, middle school, and used to feel jealous of them and say, they so much prettier than I am. They even carry themselves with more poise than I could. And I don't like that. I was even jealous of some of them that were just as smart as me and felt to myself, ain't no way they could be this smart. I'm sure they ain't. Like, I sometimes had the green eye muzzle. And yeah, I wouldn't think that all because you would think of the type of person I was, because I always been shy, kept to myself and everything. Of course I was popular, no cap. But in the end of the day, like, a part of me still knew deep down the real me inside, just wanted to feel the same type of love and affection as anybody else, and to be told how beautiful, smart, and everything I am. But over time, I learned to just be my own reassurance. So always be our own reassurance in anything you do. Don't ever let no motherfucker out here tell y'all otherwise. You ain't the shit. You better look in the mirror like Angelica and Lily and tell yourself, you the deal. You the shit. Baby boy, baby girl. You heard.